Good morning, everyone. This is going to be an energy check-in for the sign of Scorpio. So I just want to adjust my camera here before we get started. And I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it for now. Okay, so can I just start by saying, wow, holy shift of energy. What is going on? All right, so Scorpio, let's jump right into it. I actually woke up at 3 o'clock this morning. And 3 birds just flew above my window, directly as I said that. So 3 is very significant, the number 3. And also, I don't know if I don't know, there might be a change with your sleep patterns. There might be you might feel a burst of energy. You might get I don't know, I feel a burst of energy. It's kind of like a spark, some type of jolt of energy that just kind of pushes. I don't know what that's about. So we have the attraction card. So you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So that tells me that you're really living in the moment. You're really taking a step back, or you're trying to. You're trying to reshift your focus, maybe focusing more on optimism, focusing more on the things that you want, trying to really trying to really, again, attract in the very moment. You're okay, I can't do anything about the future. I can't do anything about the past. So I'm going to live in the present moment right now as it stands. And I'm just hearing live for today. I don't know, this might be a big thing right now. Live for today. So we have trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. So whatever circumstance you're in, whatever situation you're in, it's asking for you to trust. So maybe you don't see something right now. Maybe you're in separation from something right now or someone. And they're kind of just asking you have faith in the situation by staying present in the present moment. Trust that something's going to get better. Finances and career could be affecting something here, whether it be on your end or the person you're connecting with or just in general around you. This card didn't fall out, but I was kind of pulled to pull it. And so I'm going to acknowledge it and then put it back and shuffle again. But express your love, it just kind of caught my hand there. So go ahead and make the romantic gesture. I don't know if you're dealing with maybe somebody coming towards you. Maybe you don't see something coming. Maybe you're going to get some type of message. Maybe you're going to get some type of insight to a situation. You're going to have a conversation with somebody, or maybe you're even just expressing your love for a situation or your content for a situation. You're the one making the expression. It could be vice versa. This could be, because it's you go from nobody else being in the picture here because it's just one person in the card to having 2 people, and then it looks like a little angel with 2 people here. So I don't know if you're coming together with somebody, but again, I am going to keep shuffling. You could be meeting someone new. You could be sparking something new. You could get a really random message from somebody who you were not expecting to hear from. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning. So again, I felt like I just had to let all that air out. I don't know what that means. Some situation is calling for you to have faith because it is not making any sense to you, or you're not paying attention to it, or you don't see it coming. I know that that's kind of 3 different directions, but that's really what I'm feeling. It's there's a feminine energy present that is preoccupied by enjoying the moment. Somebody's fully stepping in the feminine energy here. So by fully embracing feminine energy and leaning back, I feel you're falling into trust with something, where maybe you're learning to trust, maybe you're learning to just say, hey, like I surrender whatever this is, and I'm going to let, the universe just handle it from here. Like there's something like that here. With this reconciliation though, I feel like obviously this has to do with a connection of some sort. That, again, we have separation at the bottom of the deck. So if you're in separation from somebody, if you have had distance from somebody, if you haven't talked to somebody in a long time, you could be at a distance from somebody. This could be somebody who you're not communicating with. This could be somebody who you have little communication with. I don't see a lot of communication, but I see more like dream time, or like you think about each other a lot or something like that, or like thoughts cross each other's minds. But again, this feminine energy, or whoever is in feminine energy right now, I don't think you're focused on whatever this is. Like, I think that you're focused on maybe something relating to the home, like the home life, family, friends, close people around you. It's like you're focused on like growing something, embracing something. You're focused on some type of like abundance that is allowing you to actually be receptive, if that makes sense. So I hope that lands. The feminine, whoever's in feminine energy, there's somebody coming back around who's going to try to have a conversation, but like you're going to have to trust how this goes. Like they're asking you to have faith how this goes. You could have even started something new. Like, say, for example, you start a job, you could start a new job and you're trusting the fact that something's going to work out. And it's like you're actually going back to something that maybe is from your past, that maybe you stepped away from, or like maybe something happened where you're like, okay, like I'm just going to switch out of this because I don't maybe think this is my calling. So you chose to focus on something else. You could be switching directions in the finances area too. I do see that here with the attraction card. So you have an energy here where somebody's, or this is vice versa. Honestly, this could be either way. This could be feminine, masculine. Somebody's like making small gestures, or like is going to be making small gestures towards something. So you're going to have faith that like you're going to have reconciliation with somebody here. Somebody could be asking you to trust them too. Somebody who you're at a distance from. Stay optimistic, and chemistry is at the bottom of the deck with free yourself. So obviously you have a very strong connection here with somebody. They're saying stay optimistic, trust the situation, trust where you're being guided, I should say. Because if you're being guided to like step away and focus on yourself, then absolutely do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't like put yourself in a position where you know, don't do that. Like put you first always. Because free yourself at the bottom of the deck. It's like free yourself from something that's keeping you stuck, or like negative thoughts. Codependency, yeah. So it's like that can even, codependency can represent negative thoughts and like reoccurring thoughts, anxiety, like pay attention to the red flags, past life relationship, like unrequited love, heart-to-heart conversations, let go of control issues. Oh boy. This already sounds like a situation from like a deep past. Like maybe you had a connection with somebody where it's like, I don't know, they didn't go about it the right way in the beginning. And then it's like, there's obviously some sort of a strong connection where somebody's going to attempt to make some type of effort. There's something about red flags, so you might be seeing synchronicities. Scorpio, I'm getting a very split read. I feel like I'm going to have to go into another sign on this video. to be completely honest, because I'm picking up like multiple energies, but it's not just like Scorpio energy. Like you have another energy present with Scorpio right now, and that's kind of how it's being presented to me. So I'm doing my best to kind of channel it as accurately as I can. So just bear with me throughout this reading. I can already tell that this is going to be a little bit complex. So just bear with me, and just remember this is a general reading, so not everything is going to resonate with everyone. Before I pull other cards, if you're in a connection with somebody and right now it seems really rocky, it's going to be okay. Like it's going to smooth out. Something's going to smooth out. Like there's reconciliation on the board, chemistry on the board, past life relationship, attraction. By you refocusing and not being like stuck in your mind or like stuck in your head with like, reoccurring thoughts, by embracing the moment fully and by living your life, by like taking care of yourself, it actually opens you up and allows you to be in a receiving mode from the universe. So they're kind of saying like, remember that, like, don't, like, I know that the situation might seem unclear or something might give you anxiety or something might throw you off or something doesn't seem right. And it's like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. They're saying just trust your intuition where you're being guided and live your day, like live in the present moment, live in the current moment. Refocus your energy. Don't focus on what you're afraid of. Focus on what you're trying to get to. You see what I'm saying? Because wherever you put energy is where it flows. So if you're putting energy into fear, it's going to create more of that, and it's going to like magnify. It's going to like kind of magnify and multiply. If I want to put it into like kind of like a metaphor type of way. So when you're starting to feel fear, like you have to lean into faith in the fact that change is a good thing, right? Faith in something. Okay, like obviously faith in something. So when you feel fear, you lean into faith. And so they're saying like during this time where something seems very uneasy, you just want to be careful that you're not getting stuck in any type of fear-based like frequencies. Like you want to get above it, and I'm just seeing like being the master of it. Like I'm seeing like a master of a game, where I'm seeing like somebody like being the master of like their situation, and they're like stepping like a magician, like they're stepping fully into something. And I feel like there's a connection that's triggering it, or there's somebody in your life that's triggering this. And I'm also picking up on an energy where it's like you're being put in a situation with like red flags, like pay attention to the red flags, because something is coming through from like a past life where it's like this is either like like a contract, whatever you want to call it, but B, this is like a huge learning curve, whatever this is, whether it be with a person or whether it be with finances, a career, wherever or whatever you're feeling or facing is kind of like a learning curve where it's like, okay, like I've learned all of this so far, and now I'm stepping into a time of like uncertainty or like not having clarity. And so now what do I do with this? And so now it's like you're really harnessing that shit that you've learned, like to put it simply, like you're harnessing your tool belt and you're using it, and you are, you're seeing something, especially with stay optimistic, because I don't feel like there's a whole lot of like, there might be like a touch of fear or a touch of anxiety with whatever is going on, right? Because you're worried, whatever it might be, or there is worry here. But I feel as if this energy is in a position that is strong enough to say, hey, I've climbed this mountain multiple times before, and I can climb it again, and I can get myself back down it, and I can climb another mountain, and I can get myself back down that mountain, if that makes sense. So we have the Six of Pence. Choosing what you want to focus your energy on. Where do you give? Where do you take? What are you feeding? What are you nurturing? Could be connecting. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Knight of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Again, somebody like minding their own business. The Six of Pence is like content. Like somebody's content. Like I don't know if somebody's looking at somebody as like they have options, or like somebody's looking at somebody as if like they're feeding like multiple things. But this doesn't, for me as a reader, this doesn't necessarily always mean people. I know it has two people right here on the card, but for me, the Six of Pence can be like trying to balance like interpersonal relationships, family, friends, work, trying to balance it all. And then getting some type of reciprocation, equal give and take to some degree. And then you have this Knight of Wands that's kind of coming up. Where it's like they see something. You're pulling someone in. Like what you're doing is you're pulling someone in. Like I'm just seeing like a light, and somebody's just kind of like navigating towards this light in like a cave or something. You know what I mean? Like you're somebody's light, or like you're a light for something. I don't see like a moth to a flame or anything like that. Like I see like a literal light. Four of Wands. I almost just said like a candle too, like a candle like in a dark room where it's like lit. All you see is like the little like flame from the candle. And then the Four of Wands came out. So this is interesting because I don't have any actual, other than the Knight of Wands, I don't have like, I don't know if you both are like kind of just like masking your energies right now, where you're just kind of like camouflaging, pulling back a little bit. Because I'm not getting like the King of Cups, the King of Wands, or the Queen of Pence or anything like that. Like I'm not, there's no one here like that. There's the Knight of Wands. So I'm going to read this a couple different ways. Now, financially speaking, you could be going after something that is going to bring you a lot of happiness, a lot of passion, and a lot of balance. You're going to meet new people who you're going to work with, who, you know, where something's going to be, it's going to be good. Like it's going to be positive. Like you're going to have to work hard for it. Like whatever it is, like whatever new journey you are going down, or whatever new job you're going after, you have to work hard towards it. But I see you having the passion to do it, having the energy to do it. Now, in regards to romance or like relationships and stuff, I see, let me pull some more cards here. Hold on, let me get some more info on the Six of Pence. The High Priestess. Nine of Wands. I'm not getting anybody out here. Okay, hold on a minute. What is going on, Scorpio? Oh, who's that? Oh, a little rabbit just ran by my window. I don't know what rabbits symbolize. Hold on, let me look this up. This is pretty interesting to me. So, spiritual reading, maybe? Will that give me something? Sorry, I'm looking for the spiritual meaning of rabbit because it just ran by the window, and I'm a little bit confused about this. So maybe it'll help me figure it out. Um, Examine and use the tools we have within ourselves. Even though our instincts are inherent, they also need nurturing and development. Rabbit meanings deals with primarily abundance, comfort, and vulnerability. Gifts of fertility, sentiment. Okay, I've heard of fertility before. Desire and procreation, I've heard of that before. In other words, but I feel like I need to go deeper. Okay, so in other words, if wealth and creativity right now, you should make good use of it. It's a good time. This could indicate more planning. So somebody could come at you like very quickly with the Knight of Wands, not really thinking clearly. Maybe making an offer about something, but it's like they're juggling maybe. You have the Nine of Wands, so it's kind of like the wounded warrior, that somebody like definitely needs healing, but also like firm boundaries. So hang on a second. This is really interesting to me. Rabbits also are associated with good luck, I thought. Okay, so what is this about? Okay, sorry, I'm trying to figure out what this rabbit means. Okay, I'm trying to hurry up here. Blah blah blah. That's okay. This doesn't mean lucky animals carry this good fortune, good news, prosperity, wealth, health, long life, and love. It is commonly believed. If you generate interesting things about rabbits, lucky animals. If a rabbit crosses your path, that's what you're saying. Okay, so interesting. They do. There's a. It is said that a rabbit crossing your path heading to the right, which is the way that this one ran, symbolizes strength, masculine energy, a good omen for work, money, progression, and prosperity. Now, if a rabbit is going headed left across your path, that is a symbol of the moon, a symbol of feminine energy, and that it is guided by feminine energy. It's fertility, feminine power, motherhood, family, fertility. If it goes in the opposite, it's the energy of the sun. So we have the sun and the moon here. Okay, so we're dealing with masculine and feminine energy. So, okay, so basically the whole point of me looking up this rabbit that ran across my path was to find out that we are dealing with a masculine and a feminine on the board, even though they're not in the cards. Okay, that makes sense. So you have the Six of Pence, the Knight of Wands, the Four of Wands, the High Priestess, the Nine of Wands, and the Two of Pence. I feel like we have a feminine energy that is sitting with the Six of Pence. Could be very comfortable, could be just minding your own business, focused on creative projects, hanging out with friends. You know, you have the High Priestess here clarifying the Six of Pence, so it's very spiritual, it's Piscean energy. The initials, well, the letter B could be significant and the letter J could be significant. I've never actually pointed that out. I know that they're always in those cards, but I've never actually been drawn to like those initials could be somewhat significant in whatever situation you're dealing with. Now this is also having wisdom, like divine wisdom. So I feel like you're being called, or the feminine energy, whoever's sitting in feminine energy right now, is being called to balance something, or to give and take, to work together with something, to give and to take. Now, you might have some firm boundaries. You might be a little bit like, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I should give my time to this. I don't know if this is a waste of my time. Is this a good investment of my time? This is relating to relationships and people. You're like, okay, like, I feel like you're being more aware of who you're investing your time with. How do they give back to you? Like, do they give back to you what you give to them? I feel like that's kind of the question that you're asking yourself right now. Now, you could be connecting with, I just saw that on the camera, but I don't know what that was. But I saw it on the screen, so I don't know what that was. And then I'm like, okay. Moving right along. I don't know if you just hear my dog bark. That was kind of coincidental. Anyway, or maybe the word I'm looking for is synchronicity. It's interesting. You're a little guarded about this. You might feel like somebody's juggling. Or it's you that's juggling. You could be juggling this idea. You're like, do I want to take action towards this, or do I not want to take action towards this? Do I want to invest my time in this? Is it a waste of my time? Is it not a waste of my time? Is this a good investment of my time? Could be connecting with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, somebody who's coming in as a Knight of Wands. This is somebody who is very, this person definitely moves to the own beat of their own drum type of deal. Like, they're kind of, I don't want to just label them as in and out, but it's kind of what the Knight of Wands is. You know, it's kind of like an inconsistent energy. This is somebody who kind of goes when they go. You know, Sagittarius, like, they're on the move. Knight of Wands is very quick, very like boom, boom, boom. So with the Knight of Wands coming in with the Four of Wands, there's some type of foundation involved here. The Hierophant, the Three of Pentacles. I don't know if somebody wants to work with, my throat hurts. Ow. Like, somebody like really needs, I don't know if somebody's throat is hurting them. Not in the sense of like being like physically ill or anything like that. In the sense of like, I don't think somebody's communicating and like their throat chakra is like blocked. Like, I feel like I literally have, I literally feel like I have a concrete foundation like blocking my like my voice box, and I'm like, whoa. Like, somebody is not talking. Hold on a second. Like, whew. Wow. That would like really hurt. Like, it actually was like painful. It was like more painful than like a frog in your throat type of thing, but I guess that's kind of what that feeling is. But somebody's like, they do not want to communicate, but I feel like they're going to have to. But I don't see any communication cards out here. I see Pence and I see Wands. And like the High Priestess, but there's no cups. So somebody, and the squirrel's back. Squirrel. A squirrel's back. That was a rabbit earlier, so now we have a squirrel. That just went behind the bushes. Now it's coming out. And he's just kind of looking at me. Animals are like really, really prominent right now with Scorpios. I don't know if you guys are going to like, what do squirrels mean? I'm sorry, guys. I feel really pulled to like look this up. Squirrels. I mean, you guys could always just look it up, but I want to read it too. So a squirrel is preparedness, abundance, multitasking, new life, rest of better days, laying groundwork. Works hard and always prepares for the times ahead. It plans, places tactics, makes strategies, and is ready for anything that comes its way. That's one interpretation. Marks a period of time of letting your hair down, having fun, lightheartedness. There's also something about sowing healthy seeds. Like, you guys, it's like, especially with the Three of Pentacles, it's like seeds being sown. Like, you guys put time in somewhere, whether it be with somebody. There's some type of foundation here. Like seeds have been sown and something's like, it's like blossoming. This is so vague. I'm sorry. It's so vague. And yeah, it's very confusing as that. Like, way too many. I'm not ready for this. I feel like your intuition is telling you something. It's telling you to have like, I don't know if your intuition is telling you to just kind of like power up on like your protection right now, like energetically, but I feel like your intuition is guiding you somewhere, and I like you're paying attention to that if you're in feminine energy. You have some type of a contract coming towards you. Could be with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but this person's coming in as the Knight of Wands. Now, earlier in the read, we did figure out we're dealing with a masculine and a feminine energy, so I'm going to take that as like divine masculine, divine feminine, whatever you want to call it. With the Hierophant and the High Priestess here, there's something extremely spiritual, like extremely spiritual. I think that somebody is letting their guards down. Somebody is choosing to take action. Somebody sees a foundation. Their intuition is telling them something. I don't know if somebody's just being guided to put more time into something, but another person's like a little bit more distant, or like like you could have your guard up and you're like, I don't know about this, and then somebody's trying to come towards you. I don't know. This fire sign is like staring at the High Priestess. And it's like they see this Four of Wands with the Hierophant here. Like I don't know if the two of you are like just spiritual, like in one way or another. Like one's more traditional, one's more spiritual. That's the word I'm looking for, you know? Like you have one who's more traditional about a foundation with the Four of Wands, like definitely more traditional in the way that they go about things. Taurus energy very, very strongly. This person likes, commitment, a home, a foundation, steadiness. It's the Hierophant, it's tradition. And then you have the High Priestess, very intuitive, probably, into metaphysical concepts, probably studies various healing methods, probably into, herbs and, stuff that kind of bends out of tradition. Like you have complementary opposites here. You like one of you's coming in as the High Priestess, the other one's coming in as the Hierophant. And the past like week, you guys went from coming in as pages to coming in as king and queens to coming in as the emperor and the empress, and now it's the High Priestess and the Hierophant. So I'm trying my best to explain this energy and give y'all some insight on, what might be coming towards you. It looks like you're dealing with a fire sign type of energy, somebody who's going to take quick action. This is somebody who's very traditional. Maybe in the way that they go about things when it comes to building a foundation. Strong Taurus energy here. This person could be like a leader too. Like they have like, there's some type of position that they're involved in. Like this person holds a lot of authority as the Hierophant. Somebody could be even like seeking spiritual advice about something. Like somebody's speaking to a spiritual counselor about some type of a commitment or some type of a contract. They're trying to stay optimistic about it. It's some type of a reconciliation with the Three of Pentacles here and the reconciliation card. There's a strong connection between the two of you. Past life relationship with the Four of Wands and the Hierophant. Knight of Wands. I feel like this is like somebody sees it. And make the effort is here with pay attention to red flags. Which it's like, I don't know if you see, or if one of the, I feel like the masculine energy over here is the one that's obviously the action taker. It's masculine energy. Duh, like, come on, Karen. Okay. My bad. That was kind of obvious. But that was my fault. Well, obviously it's the masculine energy. We have the high priestess here. It's feminine. You have your guard up with somebody, like clear as day. You have your guard up, and I feel like it's because they were juggling, or you felt like they were juggling, or you felt like they were inconsistent. But I feel like this is an energy too that, like, I feel like you guys goof around a lot, and you guys have fun together, and you guys understand each other's like sense of humor, and you guys like can kind of like poke fun at each other, like I don't know, I keep getting brought back to that like obvious statement where it's like, I don't know if you guys have like a dynamic like that where it's like they say something and it's like they're just kind of like, oh, that was kind of obvious, you know, like I don't know what kind of, like, I don't know how I would explain that dynamic. Like you guys like check one another, but like in a playful way, or like there's a checking that goes on between the two of you. That's why you guys are like matching each other. Like you guys like literally have been matching each other. And I don't know if you guys are even aware of it, because energetically it's like you guys might be at a distance from each other or separate from one another, but because you guys are matching each other's energy, it's like, I don't know, I feel like you're also dealing with somebody who likes to pick at you. You know what I mean? Like kind of like say things just to kind of initiate a little bit of like a response, or like nitpick like little arguments, or like be like, oh, like kind of get you going a little bit. Like you're dealing with somebody who's like, what's the word? I'm like an instigator. Like somebody's a little bit of like an instigator type of personality where they're like poking fun at you just to get a reaction, or they're like doing things just to get a reaction. But you guys are like checking each other. You know what I mean? So it's like what one does, the other does. So you both like have a flip-flop dynamic going on here where like you guys both are mirroring the same types of energy. I mean, you guys are literally coming in as the Hierophant and the High Priestess. So it is what it is. So it's like, duh. Like, I don't know why I want to say duh. Like, you're dealing with somebody who might be from the city. Because like there's a, like it's like a like dealing from, it's like one of you might be from the city and then like the other one might be from like the country, you know what I mean? Like maybe you grew up like on a farm or something, or like you grew up like really distant, like with like wide vast open land or something like that, like not really like in the suburbs, but like the other one grew up like more like in town or in the city, or like, you know, more connected to people with like things going on, and then the other person was more like, I don't know, it's like you guys had like two different lives but you guys are parallel. I don't know what that means. So we'll keep going here. This is an interesting read, Scorpio. Somebody's been holding on to this. I mean, really holding on to it. What kind of bird is that? There's a little bird outside my window. Is that a robin? Oh, it's a robin and a baby robin. Oh, how cute. It's like he just learned how to fly, and so this robin's like taking the little robin around because he must have like just learned how to fly out of the nest. And so this robin is showing the baby how to like find food. And this little robin's just following his little mom or his dad, whomever that is. He's following him around. And he's showing him how to get food. Oh my gosh, what is up with you guys with animals right now? And birds, and like, that's significant. So robins can also symbolize ancestors. So I just saw like a parent dynamic with those birds. Like there's a mother-father situation there. And it's like being guided, like them showing that little bird like how to go get food and stuff. So there's some type of like parental ancestor, mother, daughter, mother, son, father, daughter, whatever dynamic. Like there's some type of role model, guardian, like ancestor, some type of parental figure, maternal figure. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. But very strong, like very, very strong. I don't know, your ancestors have a lot to do with this. And then we have the Lovers card here. So it's Gemini energy. This is like two people being. This is like two people. Again, complementary opposites. You have the feminine who is like looking directly up at spirit, and then you have the masculine looking directly at the physical. Somebody feels defeated in a situation from the past. You might want to come back around. Somebody feels like they can be successful at something even though they feel defeated. So it's like wanting to come back around after feeling defeated from a situation. Like somebody feels like like that they're going to be successful, or they're hoping that they can be successful after feeling defeated. This person could have held themselves back. 4 of Swords with the 8 of Swords. Could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They could have like valued more of personal like independence. Could have been dealing with somebody who didn't want to like, you know, address certain things. Could have been dealing with somebody who, you know, wasn't. The King of Swords always wants to have a conversation, but sometimes with the King of Swords energy, they're not very like communicative. Like they're very dry. See what I'm saying? They're very clear cut, very dry, very bland conversations. I mean, like that's just sometimes, not all the time. But I think with this card combination, it's like this person was purposely like being short or purposely being direct, like not adding any flavor to the conversation, if that makes sense. This person was very focused on themselves, very focused on like their own healing. This 5 of Swords is a little bit narcissistic for me, meaning like it's like a win at all costs type of card for me, because it's like you're dealing with somebody who like just wanted to like defeat out competition. So like you're dealing with like a win at all costs. Like I want to, you know, like I want to win at all costs. I want to defeat this. But this could also be mental defeat. This could be just somebody feels like they're just mentally defeated over a situation. They're just done with it. They're not entertaining it. And then you have the 6 of Cups with the 6 of Wands. So it's like moving forward. But it could be something from the past, being able to balance something out from the past and move forward successfully, or having some type of recognition. Interesting. I'm still not getting any like kings, queens, emperors, emperor. Like they're not here. Like you guys are coming in as the high priestess and the Hierophant. So let's see what we got. Scorpio. Whoa. Okay, it's a lot of cards. Hold on a second. Somebody wants to make an offer and they want to build a foundation after feeling left out in the cold. They want to come back around with the Chariot, because this is justice in a situation, because somebody like either set really firm boundaries, you walked away from a situation. This is somebody coming back around. Somebody sitting in the 10 of Pence wanting to offer a pentacle. So this is somebody who already has some type of an established foundation. This is somebody who also might have justice being like quote unquote served to them. So like they might be just kind of like going through some type of like karma right now, in the sense of like, because I feel some type of heaviness with this. I don't know if there's like an apology, or like there's some type of a heaviness with this 10 of Pence and the Page of Pence. But I don't think it's like, it might just be how somebody feels. like, because we have the Five of Pence here, so somebody feels like left out in the cold. Maybe they feel like ignored. They like, this is feeling left out in the cold, but then they step into the Fool, and it's like the Fool's looking directly at the Four of Wands, and then you have the Seven of Wands like literally smashing this Five of Pentacles. So it's like somebody fighting for something, or like wanting to fight for something, but there's some type of like a underlying energy here. So we have the Chariot, the Hermit, the Magician, the Nine of Cups. There's the Emperor. Finally, after 45 minutes, somebody wants to show their face. Just kidding. And we did see the King of Swords earlier, so I don't want to like not include that. But again, this is kind of who I was feeling. So the Temperance card is here with the Emperor, the Nine of Cups, the Magician, the Hermit, and the Chariot. So that tells me that somebody was working on themselves, focused on themselves, soul searching, successfully moving forward. The Emperor takes action, owns responsibility, has a foundation, usually has the Ten of Pence, a little bit older, or a little bit like older soul, you know, like kind of like a wiser, been through some shit, you know, has experience with shit. Especially with the Hermit here and the Emperor, this is somebody who could be older than you. But this is somebody like finding inner strength after like some type of a wish fulfillment. Like, I feel like the Emperor is looking at a wish fulfillment, and it's like wanting to take action towards it, wanting to make a move towards it, seeing the opportunity for it after maybe a time period of like deep reflection. Because even in the Hermit card, this does look like the Emperor, like same beard, same hair, you know. So that's kind of why I'm being pulled to think that this is the same person. So I don't think that there's something about patience here. This is the ending of like very cutthroat communication. This is the ending of like something that wasn't fair, that wasn't justified. A situation that wasn't justified, this is an ending for it. Like, there's a total ending to a situation that just wasn't cool. It wasn't dealt with properly. Somebody, possibly this Emperor, got their karma in a situation, and so maybe there's a message that comes through, maybe an apology that comes through. With the Page of Pence here, that's not really my apology card. The Page of Pence is more like, here, I want to offer you this. And so you kind of have somebody who's like, I'm sitting at the Ten of Pence here, but here's one of my pentacles. But again, not coming in as the Emperor quite yet, coming in as the Page. But with justice crowning this situation, there was something that did not go in someone's favor at some point in time, because something had to be balanced out. So the scales had to be balanced in a situation. Now, I do see somebody wanting to come in after a time period of like reflection. And it's like this person. So now, bear with me. This Seven of Wands could be you. And you could be setting firm boundaries with this person. And you could be saying, no, this isn't, like, I appreciate blah, 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 whatever. You could just be saying, hey, like, because of what went down in the past, these are my boundaries, and this is how I feel. And because either A, somebody felt left out in the cold, something didn't work out, because the Five of Pence is a pretty harsh energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Ten of Swords is out. So obviously, like, there was some type of an ending that took place. And because of that ending, there are some boundaries that are either A, being put in place, or B, somebody is firmly keeping them there. And it's... Now, I'm also seeing a situation where somebody could have went from the Ten of Pence to the Five of Pence, and now it's like they need to work and have more boundaries because they like lost some of that foundation. So I don't know if somebody feels constricted in finances right now, but somebody's working to get it back. And it's going to be successful here, but it's like something's going to be justified in a situation. And it has to do with the foundation. I'm also seeing a situation here with a marriage too, where if there's like some type of like a divorce or like a settlement, I'm seeing a 50-50 down the middle. Like I'm seeing a 50-50 split down the middle with firm boundaries. Like very, very firm boundaries, especially with the Knight of Swords here with Temperance. It's like this is an ending the Wheel of Fortunes here too, but right behind it with Temperance. Something needed to be balanced out. Something's getting split directly down the middle. Like directly down the middle. And of course, just because it's the Emperor that we have here. So usually there's some type of a foundation there. So if you were dealing with somebody who was in a connection or is coming out of a connection and they're going through like some type of a settlement or whatever it might be, or you're going through some type of a settlement, I do see it going in the direction of a 50-50. And this Emperor is just kind of like, okay, like, I'm going to work to recoup some of this. But with reconciliation on the board, I feel like this is also a transformation with the Magician and the Hermit. Somebody going within and recognizing the power that they have within. Recognizing what wish fulfillment is to them. But this other energy has strong boundaries. Or will have strong boundaries when it comes to this Emperor. I don't even see the Empress. There could be an ending to third-party situations. Let me see where the Empress is at in this deck right now. Okay, so the Empress and the Star card and the Six of Swords. Yeah, this Empress moved on to some degree. It's like moving forward, or at least has hope to move forward. Is looking at healing with something. This Empress is looking at the Ten of Cups. You see this fire sign. If you're dealing with a fire sign, I feel like you see something with them. You have the Ten of Cups here. You're looking at somebody who's an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius as the Ten of Cups. And you're sitting as the Empress. And then you have the Emperor, which is Aries energy, but it's still fire energy, right? So, and even the Magician, it can be fire, it can be Aries energy, sometimes Aquarius energy. But I feel like this is the same person. And it's like you're looking at them, but it's like you're slowly moving forward, going after passion. And then here's the Queen of Wands here. It's like you are like on fire. Like this Empress is on fire. You have very strong boundaries. Like you're not taking any shit from this person. You're like, nope. I am staying in my power. And I feel like by doing that, you're kind of making somebody raise their vibration. It's like kind of like a little bit of it's a lesson here between the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. There's a lesson that had to have been learned, where this Empress just was not going to partake in that. The Empress is probably the one who is picking and choosing what to invest in and what was worth the time and what wasn't worth the time, and made a judgment call. And it kind of like put somebody in a position where they like had to step up to the plate or walk away type of deal. And so I feel like you're dealing with an energy that went deep within when that happened. And so whatever situation made somebody feel left out in the cold, I feel like somebody did a lot of deep reflection. And with the Chariot here, it's like that's success moving forward. This is somebody recognizing their true power too, like as a human being, like really recognizing that they have everything in their toolbox that they need in order to make something happen. So pull some of these, the Hidden Truth cards. Ooh, that's a lot. The timing wasn't right for us. Why does that not surprise me? Why does this not surprise me? The timing just wasn't right for us. You could have met somebody, again, with this reconciliation card being here. You met somebody, and it's like you guys went through a separation period, maybe because one had to grow or mature, and the other one had other things that they had to do on their path. There's numerous reasons why we separate for different reasons. Sometimes we come together, sometimes it's at the right time, sometimes at the wrong time. You could have met somebody who it's like you guys clicked, but then it's just like they couldn't treat you right or vice versa, or like there just was something off, like it wasn't equal give and take. Like somebody could have been entertaining other things. With the Nine of Cups here, it's kind of like that overindulgence energy. So somebody just could have been a little bit more self-oriented. I love you. I love you is what the card says. I'm afraid to contact you is at the bottom of the deck, and I wish I could share my good news with you. I wish I had treated you better. So you're dealing with somebody who definitely didn't treat you the right way, somebody who definitely, it's like you met each other and it just wasn't the right time. Somebody wasn't ready. Somebody was just coming out of a relationship. Somebody was just coming out of a marriage. Somebody was just coming out of a long-term commitment. Somebody was just coming out of some family stuff. Like somebody was coming out of something. And unfortunately, sometimes that happens when we cross paths with people. And so you cross this person's path, and it's like this person wasn't the person that they needed to be in order to match up to like your vibration, your frequency. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody who has a lot of emotions, but I feel like with the Emperor here, there's somebody who doesn't communicate. Again, with that throat thing that I had going on earlier, where it felt so restricted. This person does not communicate. They don't tell you how they feel. They do not communicate how they feel. This is somebody who would rather stay silent and watch from a distance and do like little subtle movements and like little subtle gestures than to come right out and directly tell you how they feel. With I'm afraid to contact you at the bottom of the deck, that kind of tells me that, again, there could be some on and off again communication, could be patchy communication, but this is somebody, again, who could be afraid to express or afraid to open up or afraid to be vulnerable. I bury myself in work to forget you. That makes sense with the Emperor and the Ten of Pentacles. You're dealing with somebody who is so focused on recouping whatever it was that they feel that they lost, or whatever it was that they feel like they had to make a sacrifice on, that they did not focus any attention on whatever connection it was that was in front of them. They were so focused on what it was that they needed to recoup, or they were so focused on their money, their finances, their home life. They were so focused on like the foundation. Again, if you're dealing with somebody who came out of a separation, this person probably was preoccupied by building up their finances, building up their savings, whatever the case might be. There's always a million reasons why somebody would be focused on that, right? So you're dealing with somebody who definitely focused on work over building a new connection. But this is also the Emperor coming in as like having something to offer. But I don't necessarily think that like they're coming right out and like doing it, because again, you have the Page of Pentacles. But it's like this is somebody who took time to recoup what they felt like they needed to recoup in order to make an offer. So I hope that that lands. And I hope that that makes sense. This is somebody who definitely has a lot of thoughts too. They have a lot of thoughts about the situation. They have a lot of thoughts about how things went down. They're hoping that they can move forward and be successful. It's just this timing thing is throwing me off a little bit, because I feel like this timing, like I feel like there's some worry where it's like they don't know, like I always hate when people say, I shouldn't say hate, it's such a strong word, but I strongly dislike when people give like that reason of like, oh, it's just the wrong time. And it's like, okay, there's no such thing as that in my book. I think that people cross your path at the right time for the right reason. And I think that you were kind of, or someone came across this person's path when they needed it to pull them out of a situation, or to kind of give them a light. Again, because I'm going back to that cave thing or that dark room with the light. It's like you were a light for somebody during a very dark time, or during a very hard time, or during a very uneasy time. And so because you were that light, or that like you kind of like lit a path for them. I don't know how else to explain it. It's actually very sweet in a way. So I don't, this person admires, I'm hearing strength. This person admires maybe your strength, admires you as a person. It could be dealing with a Leo, strength card. But I feel like you held a space for this person and it kind of led the way for them. I don't know how else to explain it. It's very transformative. Very, very transformative energy. So I hope that that makes sense. Honestly, like, you guys are wise enough to, you know, kind of make your own decisions about this energy and use your best judgment with how you feel towards this person. I do feel like I'm not seeing like communication, like I don't see like the Eight of Wands or anything, but that doesn't mean that somebody isn't going to like reach out or isn't going to make some type of a gesture with the Page of Pentacles. But I feel like right now somebody's reflecting or they're trying to express, but you do have make the effort that did come out here. So somebody could be trying to kind of come in with like little messages here and there. So you could have somebody like the Emperor could be coming in as the Page of Pentacles, just kind of like giving you like little messages here and there, like starting to kind of come around, starting to kind of make more of an appearance, starting to initiate more conversations. Like that's kind of the energy I'm picking up on. So I really hope that that makes sense. But that is really all the messages that I have for you, Scorpio. I thought that I was going to have to go into another sign, but I feel like I figured it out. And I feel like it was kind of more this fire energy that I was picking up on. So Scorpios, you guys could have something going on with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm also seeing Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here, and also Pisces. So Sagittarius is also very strongly here. Again, you guys know, right? You guys know what's right for you. You guys know, you listen to your intuition, you know, listen to your intuition about whomever you're dealing with and use your best judgment with your situation. Again, these are generalized readings, so not everything's going to resonate with everybody. But if you would like a more personal reading or a more personalized message, I am open for reading. So please feel free to email me and we can discuss that. My personal videos for personal readings usually run about an hour long. So y'all can email me about that if you want. But other than that, this is a generalized reading. So please, make sure to remember that not everything's going to resonate in a general message. But again, it looks good. You know, it looks good. It looks like you're focused on yourself. It looks like you're focused on your own energy. It looks like you're focused right now on finding that 10 of Cups or building that happiness. And I feel like you have this person kind of coming towards you and you might start to see it. So I hope that that lands. I don't know why, but I felt the need to just tell you good luck. So I don't know what that's about. I wish you guys the best. I'm hoping to come back on later and start back with the air signs. I'm not exactly sure what time I'll do that, but until then, I wish you all the best. Thank you guys so much for all of your support and all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. It means the world to me. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Enjoy. Bye, guys.